So, my first death, not too taxing, unfortunately. And there's one example of how you can die simply from being in the wrong place when trying to jump across a chasm. The interesting part about this section of the game is this kid has just been captured and wrapped up by a spider in a web. And he's hopping his way, most likely completely blind. I mean, I'm not sure if he could see. I mean, I am controlling him, of course, but you know, if you were in a similar situation, would you think to yourself, "Hey, I got an idea. I've escaped the spider. He seems to have left. I don't know which direction he's gone in, but I'm gonna go ahead and just drop down and just start hopping forward, and hope that my feet tell me where I need to go." Once again, that's something in this game, not part of the reviews, not something that I would throw out as a big game breaker. Oh, the realism is lost. I mean, I'm being chased by a giant spider. I'm concerned about the fact that I can't see where I'm going, or couldn't see where I was going if this was really me. This minor detail, the web stuck in his hair, to me offers it's something that, I don't know, it kind of grabs you a little bit. I mean, it's just a web, it's stuck in your hair, so what? But it's like, here's part of your adventure. It tags along with you for a minute. It adds color to who and what you are. I mean, and then once again it's gone, and now all you are is a pair of eyeballs. Maybe that's a little bit too deep, I think. I mean, I don't even know what this kid's story is. He's looking for his sister, and that's your motivation. Great. Okay, I'm looking for my sister, but why? I mean, do I even get along with my sister? Kind of have to think that he does, considering he's going through all this just to find her. But who knows, maybe he's finding his sister because he was babysitting and she vanished on his watch, and now he's afraid he's going to get in trouble. Oops. I was so proud of myself for just a moment. Just a small moment when I jumped over that rock and I thought, hey, look at that, I missed it, didn't kill me or anything, and then I died from something as simple as I jumped wrong. There you go, that works a little better for me. Our first foray into the fake spider. I think I've seen a lot of the new Slender games that people have created that emulate the Slender Man chasing you for whatever reason, and finding of pages and whatnot. And I've seen Tobuscus play it, and he adds some entertainment value. He really does. Oh, ow! Burning tire on my face. He adds some flavor to it. I watched the Sanitarium, I believe, version just recently that was uploaded by him, and Tobuscus is extremely entertaining. There is no question about that. But I actually found the increase of suspense, excuse me, by becoming ecstatic as you progress through the game to try to force a fear that isn't really in those games. You are supposed to be afraid of the Slender Man, and he is, to me, the greatest creation in the form of a boogeyman to date. The facelessness, the multiple arms, the dark suit, things like that. But games based on him and his creation is, well, they seem rather... I am so dead. They seem rather bland. um, a game like this, a game like Limbo. Now, if you were to make a side-scroller or something similar based on Limbo, where you're a small child running away from the Slender Man, rather than a giant spider or, you know, traps, or even in combination with those things, that might be an interesting idea. That's the kind of atmosphere I see here. Is the idea that if I were being chased by the Slender Man, this is what it would feel like. It would feel dark. It would feel depressing, like I'm alone, like there's no one I could go find. You know, like those horror stories where you run, where the protagonist runs to a house, or whatever random victim runs to the house, and you know, he knocks on the door and he's like, "Hey, let me in, let me in, let me in," but no one's home. Or they are home and they say, "Hey, get out of here, kid. You know, it's 3 in the morning. Nobody cares." But or alternatively, you know, if your sister were to be taken by the Slender Man, you know, out in the park one day and then suddenly she disappears, what's to say that you wouldn't go, you know, you wouldn't be this kid chasing after her, and maybe this is the world from which she comes. I mean, this is the Slender Man's world, and that's why it is so dark and depressing. Of course, as we've seen with many games throughout the years, what would end up happening is if you were to create a Slender Man side-scroller like this, anybody who saw it would say something like, "Oh, that's Limbo. Why'd you copy Limbo? Why'd you do that? All you did was add Slender Man to a game that's already been made." And maybe that's true. Maybe you'd have to mix it up a little bit, but to me, something like the Slender Man is a lot like what zombies were a long time ago. That it's not about the chase or the fear. It's about the psychology. It's like what makes you cringe? What makes you look behind you when you're walking down a dark street? Or what makes you look in your closet before you go to bed? Those are the kind of monsters I like. The kind that shake you right to your core, and that's what the Slender Man feels like. He feels like somebody who's not chasing you. He's like that guy in the horror movie. You know, you see the chick running as fast as she possibly can, screaming and running and just trying to get away. And then you see this enemy, this guy. And he's just walking. That's all he's doing. He's not running, he's not chasing, he's not going really fast. He's just walking after her, and then a few scenes later, boom, catches her. That's what the Slender Man is to me, and other creatures like that. They're persistent and tenacious, and they want something, and they are going to get it no matter what you do. Well, that was a long tirade for such a roundabout point. My apologies for that.